Hey and welcome. I'm Hammeh, a bit of a different video today. We're jumping into new Heroes of the Storm voice lines for Garrosh Hellscream, his hero lore and interactions too. You might know him from Hearthstone Warcraft or World of Warcraft too. If you're an Overwatch fan, please do give this video a go, let me know what you think, or click the playlist link below for my latest Overwatch videos. Before any game starts in Heroes of the Storm, and during the game on various triggers, heroes chat with and react to each other in some funny in-game voice interactions. These give us some great insights into hero character, interests and backstories, just like Overwatch. In this video we're looking at Garrosh Hellscream through his interactions with fellow heroes. Once a hero of and war chief of the Horde, Garrosh has led a life of war, time travelling, war crimes, consorting with dark powers and forces, alternate realities, and a whole lot more. Like many other Warcraft heroes, his story is certainly a long one, so I'll give you the highlights to start with if you're not familiar with Warcraft. He has a lot of fun references to Warcraft, Hearthstone and more in his lines and interactions, which we'll also explore. Time codes to skip in the description below if you just want to skip to the voice lines and interactions. Firstly, let's talk a bit about Garrosh's story. Garrosh Hellscream was born as son to a famous father, Garrosh Hellscream, an orc chieftain of Draenor, the orcs' homeworld. As opposed to Azeroth, where World of Warcraft is primarily set, Garrosh was one of the first orc chieftains to drink demonic blood, which made the majority of the orcs the slaves of demonic interdimensional world destroyers, the Burning Legion. Having grown up in the shadow of what he perceived to be his father's mistakes, Garrosh learned of Gromm's heroic redemption from Thrall when he came to Draenor from Azeroth through the Dark Portal, a magically constructed gateway between the two worlds with the events of the Burning Crusade expansion to World of Warcraft. Gromm, alongside Orc, future war chief of the Horde and shaman legend Thrall, had freed his people from the demonic control by killing the demon Manaroth, whose blood the orcs had drunk in the first place. Alas, Gromm was immolated by demonic fire in the process. Returning with Thrall through the Dark Portal, Garrosh was quickly invited into the Horde by him as an advisor to the war chief. Quickly ascending through the ranks of the Horde military, Garrosh gained a reputation for both hot-headedness and an overwhelming desire to crush the Alliance, both of which led to conflict with Thrall, even with the two facing each other in a duel. However, before this duel could be completed, a bigger issue arose. As the undead scourge of the Lich King attacked the Horde capital Orgrimmar itself, Garrosh was called on to lead troops in the Northrend campaign against the Lich King and his forces, the World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King expansion. When Thrall after this had to step down from being war chief and joining the Earthen Ring, a bunch of shamans intent on stopping the world's elemental forces from tearing it apart, Garrosh was given the position of war chief with Thrall's subsequent absence in the events of World of Warcraft Cataclysm. Garrosh had a strong intention to take the Horde to war with its rival power, the Alliance, no matter the cost to his people and those who stood in his way. Shortly before the invasion of Pandaria in the World of Warcraft Mr. Pandaria expansion, Garrosh ordered that a mana bomb be dropped on Theramore, a human outpost and fortress on a Horde-dominated continent on Azeroth. This was in an attempt to eliminate the famous and powerful mage Jaina Proudmoore and provoke a war with the Alliance. The bomb killed soldiers, civilians and even Horde who were close to the city, and cemented Garrosh's place as an infamous character and even war criminal to many in the world. During the Horde's subsequent invasion of Pandaria, Garrosh unleashed the power of the sealed heart of an old god, Ysarge, creating a creature known as the Shah of Pride. This long isolated power tainted untold swathes of land in Pandaria and consumed the bodies and souls of hundreds of people while it did so. Following these and other controversial actions, elements of the Horde itself, led by the troll Vol'jin and Thrall, united with the forces of the Alliance and launched a campaign against troops loyal to Garrosh, eventually leading to the siege of Orgrimmar. Following a personal duel with Thrall, Hellscream was nearly executed by the shaman who had taken him in, but only the intervention of Taransu, the Lord of Pandaria's protectors, prevented Garrosh from meeting his fate. Instead, it was decided that a trial would be held in neutral Pandaria so that all those who had wrongs done to them by Hellscream could face him. Garrosh ever had one part yet to play. Escaping captivity with the aid of a member of the time-stream-altering Bronze Dragonflight, Garrosh went back to the very moment his father and race had drunk the blood of the demon Manaroth and become conquerors in the first place. His attempts to prevent this led to him founding the Iron Horde, a powerful empire which arose in place of the original, more honourable Horde. A subsequent invasion of Azeroth by this Iron Horde and the war to stop its advance led to the death of thousands across multiple dimensions once more. With the Horde, Alliance and fellow adventurers uniting to defeat the Iron Horde in Warlords of Draenor, Thrall challenged Garrosh to a final duel. Hellscream and his potent weapon Gorehowl did battle with the elements controlled by Thrall, but were defeated. Not willing to risk Garrosh escaping yet again and wreaking still more chaos on the universe, Thrall killed Garrosh and left him and his weapon on the field of battle, the place the former war chief had valued more than anything else. Now, for those newer to Blizzard games with Overwatch or otherwise, ever since the original Warcraft real-time strategy games, Blizzard has been known for poke noises. If you click a character multiple times, they utter stranger and funnier things each time, some even getting rather annoyed. This was in the StarCraft games too, and World of Warcraft, and Heroes of the Storm is no different. So here are Garrosh's poke lines, fresh from the PTR.
What is it? Spit it out! I am the War Chief of the Horde! Respect my authority!
A little bit of Cartman there.
You scream, I scream, we all scream for Hellscream!
We all scream for ice cream song there, I think.
Anger management? I'm great at managing people with my anger!
I think it's fair to say that given the amount of people he and his forces have killed, Garrosh might have a few anger management issues.
This is my war song! Take back my Horde song! Prove all my might song!
That is, of course, sadly, Rachel Platten's fight song reference. Oh, Garrosh, you've sunk so low.
It doesn't matter how many times my enemies try to kill me. I'm still not dropping the tusks of Manaroth. They're mine.
As far as I understand it, the tusks of Manaroth were, of course, a epic plate shoulder item from the Siege of Orgrimmar that didn't drop for a bunch of time for those playing World of Warcraft, so it's a bit of a meme that they were things that would never show up.
I am a war song chieftain, like my father before me.
Star Wars reference, Return of the Jedi, when Luke is facing down the Emperor and Darth Vader and he's asked to turn, I am a Jedi as my father was before me.
So you like the tattoos, huh? My next one is going to be the Pandaren word for strength, I think.
That is just taking the mick out of people who go and get foreign symbol tattoos without fully knowing what they mean.
I'm organizing a little surprise party for Jaina. It's going to be a blast.
This is actually a pretty dark joke. It's of course referring to Garrosh dropping the mana bomb on Theramore, as I described in the lore section, killing all of Jaina's friends, destroying the kind of citadel that she founded. Yeah, it's a pretty dark joke.
When your hand is empty, your only option is to armor up.
In Hearthstone, if you can't do anything else as a warrior, you always press your hero power, which is to add armor.
Look, I don't know how Prince Malchezaar got his hands on Gorehowl, okay? Stop asking!
This is referring to World of Warcraft again. The final boss of the Karazhan instance, Prince Malchezaar, drops Gorehowl, Garrosh's weapon, for absolutely no reason in the story. I think that it would really even be there, or he would really even have it, hence the joke.
Look, I don't know how Prince Malchezaar got his hands on Gorehowl, okay? Stop asking!
This is Garrosh escaping from the trial and going back to Draenor in an alternative timeline to stop his father from drinking the demon blood. So yeah, channeling a bit of Marty McFly there.
I used to have a heart. Sure, it belonged to a dead old god, but I still had it.
This refers to Garrosh unleashing the Shire of Pride in Pandaria, as I described in the lore section.
Hey baby, wanna kill all humans? No? Then I'll make my own horde, without trolls and Tauren. In fact, forget the horde. I love playing Hearthstone. I can send Varian to his death as many times as I want. I love big tusks and I cannot lie.
And where Sir Mix-a-Lot is a fan of big butts, Garrosh, well as an orc, he's a fan of big tusks. Okay, time for Garrosh's interactions before Heroes of the Storm matches start. As he's so new, not all of the responses from other heroes to Garrosh's lines are in-game yet. Any I put in, apart from Thrall's, are ones that exist in-game right now, not specific responses. As Garrosh's mentor, Thrall of course has a long history with Garrosh. The two fought several times, with Thrall feeling responsible ultimately for Garrosh's actions, and he's also one of the ones to get a new line with Garrosh.
You never had the strength of a true warrior. Then it's a good thing I'm one hell of a shaman. Garrosh. All I did for the Horde!
Originally an orc shaman from Draenor, Gul'dan became the first orcish warlock, as well as the de facto founder of the original orcish horde, betraying his people to the demon lord Kil'jaeden and including suggesting that they drink demonic blood. So Garrosh holds Gul'dan responsible for what happened to his father and indeed the Orcish people as a result.
If it weren't for you, my father could have led the Horde to honor and glory! Such delusion. So this is what became of my Horde. I should crush you like a gnat. It was never your Horde, and you are the one who will be crushed!
So, due to the whole demon blood thing, Garrosh isn't a massive fan of demons either, and has interactions with Diablo and any other demonic entities he comes across.
I require no assistance from a demon! I would destroy you if I could. This world will be consumed. Silence, demon, or I'll bury Gorehowl in your skull!
A former gladiator master of Valera, Brawl Bearmantle and Varian when he was known as Logosh, Rhaegar became an advisor to Thrall just like Garrosh, and often fell into conflict with Garrosh due to his more tolerant attitude to negotiating with the Alliance.
Still insisting on being in the fight, old one? Yes. Now deal with it or shut up. Your choice. Great. It's you. Yes, me. Your war chief.
Sylvanas was slain and resurrected by Arthas, the Lich King, in his assault on Calthalas. Now leader of the Undead Forsaken, a race that obviously can't procreate, she has a confrontation with Garrosh in World of Warcraft. When she explains, she's found a way to use the Lich King's Valkyr to bring corpses back to life as Forsaken. Garrosh was outraged by this, compared her to the Lich King, and called her a bitch in the process. This line caused quite a controversy at the time, so it gets an inevitable reference here.
As far as I'm concerned, you're no different from the Lich King.
Hold your tongue, or I'll tear it out. You had better be ready for this.
You dare speak to your war chief with such disrespect!
And as a former war chief of the Horde, Garrosh has a Horde interaction as well.
You will obey your war chief without question. For the Horde, Loktar Ogar. You will obey your war chief without question.
Moving over to the Alliance now, Jaina hates Garrosh. He killed all those she loved pretty much in the Mana Bomb attack on Theramore. There's no new Jaina lines right yet, so instead of getting hatred back from her, Garrosh settles for a little light taunting.
Be warned, human. I am nothing like Thrall.
I don't have time for this. Oh, it's you. How unfortunate.
And I could say the same about you.
High Priestess of Elune, former General of the Night Elf Sentinels, Garrosh, when War Chief, tried to push to take Ashenvale, a Night Elf zone, in the events of the Wolfheart novel. Tyrande fought directly against Garrosh and his forces, beating them into retreat. This conflict, as well as Garrosh's general desire to take the content of Kalimdor for the Horde, where the Night Elves live, are referred to in their interactions.
All of Kalimdor will belong to the Orcs. Remember that.
We remain allied through convenience. Do not make it inconvenient. The goddess seems to be testing my resolve.
And you are testing mine!
Varian Rin, King of the Alliance, was met by Garrosh as well as Varian's son Anduin at the Theramore Peace Summit between Alliance and Horde with Thrall, long before Garrosh destroyed Theramore. Varian called for Thrall to stay his hand in executing Garrosh after the siege of Orgrimmar, so that he could face justice for the crimes he committed against the Alliance. Suffice to say, there's no love lost at all between these two.
You are growing old, Varian. Perhaps you should let that sniveling son of yours be king.
I do not require you to speak, only to fight. The Horde. Of course.
Yes, Varian. I am the Horde, and I will slay you when this is over!
As for interactions from other universes, there are a couple from StarCraft. Now, Alarak is the High Lord of the Tal'Darim Protoss. They're a brutal and savage culture that basically determine position in society by ritual combat. They punish weakness, believe anyone should be a warrior, and believe it's strength in battle that defines you. So Garrosh and Alarak have quite a lot in common.
Finally, Someone who understands true leadership.
Come, victory awaits us. You might be of use to me. Good.
That fire you sense will burn our enemies to ash!
Kerrigan, as Queen of the Zerg in StarCraft, potentially slaughtered billions, so her savage nature also appeals to Garrosh.
I've heard a lot about how vicious you are. Time to see if the rumors are true.
Can't wait. This realm will fall before us.
I guarantee it.
As the Diablo Angel of Death, Garrosh is somewhat happy to be recognised by what he sees to be a powerful force, but can't resist taking a joke at Malthael's somewhat quiet demeanour.
Not much of a talker, are you? Silence. You. Ha! So even death itself knows me. Good.
Murky, well, the Murloc is seen by Garrosh as just another example of what he sees to be the weakness of the Alliance.
The Alliance is so weak, they can't even deal with you Murlocs permanently. I have no idea what you said, nor do I care. Ugh, this is going to be a long battle.
Garrosh also has intro lines for negative and positive responses, as well as confused, prideful, and more, so here those are.
You. Strength and honor! It seems today we have both. At least you're good for entertainment. What? Say that again! That's what I thought. Enough of your nonsense! You are beneath my contempt. As War Chief, I am ashamed to partner with a coward like you. We will trample everyone in our way!
And finally, Garrosh has a bunch of lines when he kills various heroes and villains. He's got 2 different lines for Thrall, as well as various ones for Warcraft characters, including ETC, Gul'dan, Jaina, Rhaegar, and also some other characters such as Lucio, Probius, and a few more. So here they are too.
I will scour your kind from Azeroth! Looks like killing demons runs in the family. And you expect me to take the Tauren seriously? Times change, but you still die. That's what you get for defying your war chief. Say hello to Theramore. You call that music? Blah, humans. You are a disgrace to our people. And I thought mechagnomes were irritating. Some gladiator you are. Your paltry killing spree is over. Should have done that a long time ago. You were no true war chief. You failed me. Ashenvale belongs to the war song. Your pathetic alliance is next.
Thanks for tuning in to my Heroes of the Storm Garrosh voice lines and interactions vid. Please do let me know what you thought, whether you're a Heroes fan, Overwatch fan, Warcraft fan, or otherwise in the comments below, and throw a like if you enjoyed. I do a lot of Overwatch lore, hero voice lines and interactions too, so check out those videos in the playlist below, or the Heroes of the Storm ones, and do let me know what Heroes of the Storm hero you'd like me to cover next if you enjoyed this. Cheers for tuning in, I've been Hammeh, take it easy.